MJF has upset some AEW fans. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what he had to say and why they are so mad. Look, Tony Khan, AEW CEO, he is very happy with the run of shows leading up to AEW Revolution because he believes that AEW is on a hot streak in terms of content, something in which fans have been very critical of AEW. Some have said that there's too much MJF, while others, like myself, say there's not enough. MJF agrees with Tony Khan, but it has nothing to do with what Tony Khan is doing. Now, if you think that it is because of the content in which AEW and Tony Khan is producing that has increased television ratings, increased social media engagement, and sold additional tickets, you're wrong if you listen to MJF. And he recently explained why in an SI Media podcast. Now, MJF is slated to challenge Hangman Page to a match at AEW Revolution. This is a big match. This is AEW's very first pay-per-view event of 2025. It also sets the stage for potentially a run that I have been calling for. And that goes into the current climate of AEW and the landscape of AEW. I believe that MJF is going to go over Hangman Page on Sunday. I believe that he's going to get his hand raised. And I believe that he is the key behind AEW's success going forward in the next 6 to 8 months. More on that in a minute. MJF stated on the SI Media podcast, AEW slowly but surely is growing all over again. Because what we're doing right now is we're putting undoubtedly great content out there. That great content is me. It's got nothing to do with Tony Khan. He's an effing moron. It's got everything to do with me. You're tuning in to see me. I'm back, and I've been back, and I'm interesting, and I've been interesting. We're on a tear right now, and people are very interested in me and Hangman go at it. Let's break that down for a minute. Are fans looking forward to Hangman Page versus MJF at AEW Revolution? 1,000%. How could you not? These are two pillars of this company. These are two names in which has been at the forefront of this company for the last 5 years. They were there when AEW opened its doors in 2019, and they will be there for the next decade. And they will do so as top stars. MJF is hands down the greatest heel star going on right now in all of pro wrestling, maybe outside of John Cena. Maybe John Cena has taken over that place now, but I digress. At least in AEW, MJF is their top heel. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Is MJF the reason for AEW's hot streak? Is MJF the reason the fans are starting to tune in and give AEW another shot? Sort of. Is he right that he is the drawing card behind AEW's success? I don't think he's wrong either. Here's what I mean by that. You cannot be the biggest star in the world or the biggest star in a promotion and still overcome bad creative. You just can't. AEW has been on a run of bad creative and bad shows over the last year and a half. I would say within the last month, they've started to turn things around. They've started to invest a little bit more in storytelling, a little bit more in charisma, and a little bit more of star power. Hangman Page versus MJF is undoubtedly the best male storyline going today. Toni Storm and Mariah May is the best female story going on today in AEW. People want to see Hangman Page and MJF go at it. It's a compelling feud. It's an interesting feud with two top-tier stars. The issue with AEW's main event scene, which is arguably the most crucial aspect of a promotion, is the fact that it's champion and Jon Moxley. And the Death Rider storyline is god-awful. And it has been god-awful to the point where it is not remotely interesting. It's boring, in fact. It's channel-turning away heat. I'm hopeful that Adam Copeland is going to be able to step into the ring and challenge Jon Moxley and dethrone Jon Moxley in the main event of AEW Revolution. If there was not the likelihood of a title change here, I would absolutely argue that Mariah May versus Toni Storm or MJF versus Hangman Adam Page should be the main event. In my opinion, Jon Moxley and Adam Copeland is certainly not it. It's not a main event program. It has no main event interest. It's not very good. Point, line, sink. That's the reality. Like it or you don't like it, that's a fact. Hangman Page and MJF is interesting. When MJF was feuding with Jeff Jarrett, people were calling for him to feud with Hangman Page. That's what they wanted. That's what they seek. That's what they were calling for. And smartly, to Tony Khan's benefit, they pivoted. They basically abandoned the Jeff Jarrett MJF program. And they went with Hangman Page versus MJF. Why is that? Because fans are emotionally invested in Hangman Page. They want to see him succeed. They've always wanted to see him succeed. They feel like he has been screwed over. With MJF, he is AEW's top star. He is someone in which the fans have seen grow as a person, as a human, as a character. They've seen him go from the very bottom to the very top. They've seen him go from a heel to a babyface back to a heel. They know, they respect, they understand what MJF brings to the table. It's top-tier talent, delivering top-tier performances at a top-tier level. That's what MJF brings you. That's what MJF does for AEW. That's what MJF can do for AEW if given the opportunity. For months and months and months, I went on this channel and I complained and I bitched and I moaned about the fact that MJF was not in the spot that I felt like he should be, that MJF was not utilized in the way that he should be, that MJF could be a much bigger star if AEW would give him the opportunity, give him the chance. And that says a lot for a guy like MJF who has literally done it all in this promotion. But MJF is so young. MJF has so much potential. MJF is a guy that can lead you to the promised land. After the CM Punk debacle, after everything that had gone on, who was the most interesting character in AEW? MJF. Whether that be as a babyface or a heel. And at a time in which AEW has been failing, that's been struggling, that's been absolutely on the decline, fans, including myself, has called for MJF to return to the promised land, to return to the World Heavyweight Championship title picture. And I believe that once we get past AEW Revolution, and I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't know when, I don't know where, but I am hoping that MJF goes over Hangman Page, that Adam Copeland goes over Jon Moxley, and at AEW Double or Nothing, if you want to do it even earlier at AEW Wrestle Dynasty, have a title change. Have MJF win back the championship, get it back to where it needs to be, get the title back on the person that it needs to be, and ride it into the sunset. Let's get MJF back as World Heavyweight Champion.